Well, straight ahead at 6, it happened naturally. That's how a teenager says a relationship with a former Shelbyville high school teacher began tonight. The jury handed down their verdict in this trial. Our Blair Lede will join us live with the latest. And on alert, the Nacogdoches Sheriff's Office needs your help to find these 2 missing people. Authorities say one of them needs medical attention.
And it was a very warm, humid day across East Texas, but a cool front currently moving through should provide a little temperature relief for the end of the week. I'll have the details coming up in your Storm Tracker forecast.
Coming soon, a big country musical act has been booked for this year's Piney Woods Cattle Barons Gala. We'll tell you who it is. Your East Texas News at 6 begins right now.
Caring, committed, proud of East Texas. You're watching KTRE 9 News.
Good evening to you, East Texas, and thank you for joining us on this Thursday night. We've got some updates to the breaking news we've been following today. Now take a look. This is new video from the scene of a Woodville ISD school bus accident from our reporter on the scene. Now the crash has been cleared now. The crash happened on FM 1013 near Kirbyville in Jasper County. Now there are images right here from KBMT and KJazz. The bus had 30 students, 2 coaches, and a bus driver. The bus had the Woodville High School track team. The team was on their way to Kirbyville for a track meet. DPS did say there were injuries from this accident. A majority of the victims were moved to area hospitals, including Jasper Memorial. 2 of the victims were air flooded to a Beaumont hospital. Now, the bus did not have seat belts. Now, according to DPS, at 3 p.m., the Woodville ISD school bus was driving east off of FM 1013 and drove into a ditch. The bus rolled over several times before ending in an open field near Kirbyville. Again, FM 1013 is now open, and DPS did tell us none of the injuries are life-threatening. Our Malcolm Hornsby is out on the scene and will have more for us tonight at 10. And all it took was 45 minutes for a Nacogdoches County jury to find Byron Hawkins guilty, and even less time to punish him to life in prison. Hawkins was convicted of robbing at gunpoint the Doches Credit Union in Nacogdoches. He took off with $16,000 and went on a shopping spree with the money in Lufkin. But this isn't the first time Hawkins has been sentenced to prison. The state had former and current Nacogdoches PD officers testify in front of the jury. Hawkins assaulted 3 police officers in 1993. He's also been in prison for shooting someone and a drug charges. His defense brought up that he suffered from mental illnesses like schizophrenia, but it wasn't enough to sway the jury.
Obviously, and the defendant has been a terror to this community for a long time, and we're pleased that the jury in this case was finally able to put an end to that.
Our Caroline Manning has been covering this trial for the past 3 days. She'll have more for us tonight at 10 from the prosecution as well as Byron Hawkins' sister. And deputies with the Polk County Sheriff's Office have arrested a Clute woman accused of passing out high on pills while breastfeeding her 3-month-old child in a Livingston motel. According to deputies, the motel manager told them in October he had not gotten an answer at the door and he knew that there was a baby inside. Deputies were able to get in and found Millicent Barber unresponsive in a bed with the baby next to her. Barber was arrested this week on a charge of endangering a child. And the Nacogdoches County Sheriff's Office needs your help to find a man and a woman in separate missing persons cases. Alan Schweem is 61 years old and has been missing since Tuesday. He had left his house in Douglas and not been heard of since then. He is diabetic. Naomi Sanchez has not been seen or heard of from March 10th when she took a bus to Del Rio. Authorities are concerned because of her mental and medical condition. And convicted killer Bernie Teedy was back in court this afternoon ahead of his new resentencing trial. Possible outcomes from this hearing today could range from a dismissal of theft charges against Teedy to an agreement on previous time served, which could render the trial process unnecessary. Now, you'll remember Teedy was convicted of killing Carthage millionaire Marjorie Nugent in 1997. Nugent's family also claims Teedy stole more than $900,000 from the 81-year-old estate. Jury selection begins tomorrow morning, and opening statements are expected next Wednesday. In Nacogdoches, advertisers could be misled by some solicitors. Advice coming from the Nacogdoches Independent School District on how to avoid confusion. Our Donna McCollum tells us about a common problem for school districts.
It happens most every school year. Companies sell advertising in most instances over the phone. Participating businesses pay for their name to appear on items like posters and magnetic boards containing sports schedules. There's nothing wrong with the ads at all, unless the company misrepresents itself. School districts run into the confusion frequently.
When we approach a business to see if they would like to help us support one of these school programs, they tell us that they're already supporting us through these advertisements, when in actuality they're not.
In some cases, there is a disclaimer indicating the company isn't affiliated with any school or sports organization. Some advertisers don't realize this until after their check is cashed.
If it's officially coming from the district, you will be approached by a district employee or a student. It would not be from a phone call.
District sponsorship opportunities include banners, school bus ads, t-shirt advertising, and more.
You have opportunities to support our UIL academics, which is really where I think most of the businesses and community organizations really reach to help us support these children.
Any solicitation of area businesses for advertising or donations will be done by an authorized district employee and will be in writing with district contact information. Donna McCollum, KTRE, East Texas News 9.
Members of the community are urged to report any unauthorized requests to the Nacogdoches ISD or the school district in their community. And we are still a couple of months away from summer, but the city of Lufkin is trying to get ready. The city has started the application process for lifeguard positions at Jones Park Pool. The pool has been closed down for 2.5 years because the lifeguard spots haven't been filled. The director of Lufkin Parks and Recreation says these positions play a big role for children in our community.
Well, it's a big impact in Lufkin. You got a lot of kids in that area of town that probably don't have a chance to go to the Boys and Girls Club any place else to swim. So it's a great thing.
Now, to pick up an application, you have to drop by the Lufkin Parks and Rec office. Now, a note: you must be a certified lifeguard to apply. You can get that certification through the Boys and Girls Club. And almost a year after their building burnt down, a church is ready to rebuild. The Ryan Chapel Methodist Church will have a groundbreaking ceremony this Sunday at 10:30 a.m. Last May, you'll remember, the church burnt down after what leaders say was an electrical problem. The church had insurance, but is still raising funds to cover the remainder of the cost. Now, the groundbreaking will take place at the site of the burned down sanctuary. Again, it will happen this Sunday. In Natchitoches, Louisiana is so close that East Texans should have no trouble finding humor in the heartwarming play set in the sister city of Nacogdoches. The Lamplight Players in Nacogdoches are performing the endearing play that's set in Truvy's Beauty Shop. There's even a working shampoo basin that will be used on stage to lend authenticity. The play is actually based on playwright Robert Harling's own family. Still Magnolias was an extremely popular movie, you'll remember, but the Lamplight director says the play is different than the movie.
My concern is people will think it's too sad and that they will be depressed, whereas people will come out here and have a real good time laughing. And it's a good story, a good storyline about friendship of women and community and life going on.
Still Magnolias will be performed the next 2 weekends. Friday and Saturday evening performances start at 7:30. Sunday matinees are at 2 o'clock. For more information, visit their website and ours as well. And she may be up there in age, but she still needs a loving home here in East Texas. You'll meet 10-year-old lab retriever named Phyllis and tonight's best furry friend. But first, the mix of all the weather we've had lately is creating the perfect environment for critters here in East Texas. We'll tell you which ones you should stay away from after the break.